who are you gonna call? Yes. Sorry, that was bad. I apologize, my bad. What's up, guys? This is Dom here from Movie Nerd Reviews, and this review is going to be a pretty big one. It was the most disliked trailer in YouTube's history, and now I'm going to review the official 2016 reboot of Ghostbusters. And as usual, spoilers ahead. So Ghostbusters the remake sees Erin Gilbert, played by Kristen Wiig, getting fired from Columbia University after a book she wrote years ago with her former friend Abby Yates, played by Melissa McCarthy, about the paranormal goes online. However, when the two of them discovered that ghosts not only actually exist, but also are haunting New York, they had to team up with Gillian Holtzman, played by Kate McKinnon, who's an engineer, and Patty Tolan, played by Leslie Jones, who's a subway worker, with an extensive knowledge of New York City, to form the Ghostbusters, dedicated to taking down the supernatural creatures that are plaguing New York. Things get worse, however, when they discover that someone is building a device to open a portal to a nether realm, allowing a whole bunch of nasty ghosts to enter the city and take over the world. So first I'll say what I liked about it, which I am surprised to say I liked a lot more than I thought it would. Now I know that a lot of people have the first Ghostbusters built up in their minds as this amazing cult classic that's one of the best movies ever. But if you actually look back, it's really not that great a movie. It's a definition of a fun summer romp, the acting's decent, but overall not this amazing film that everyone has it built up to be. That being said, this one is no gem either, but it's not nearly the crap pile the internet built it up to be. First off, I may not have liked them all individually as a group, but their chemistry was spot on. Whenever these four women were together, taking out ghosts, I was rooting for them the whole time, because I love it in movies when they are building up to having a great team work together to kick a lot of ass, and it pays off. Now, what's unfortunate in this movie is that a lot of things didn't pay off, but I was certainly entertained as hell whenever these four women were on screen together. Individually, not that so much. Together, pitch perfect. Another thing I really appreciated was how Paul Feig and the actors actually sort of tried to make them into characters. In the original Ghostbusters, the guys were essentially, it was just Bill Murray playing himself, two nerds and a token black guy. In this one, I may not have liked the actresses' choices, but I really liked the way they got so into their characters and making them actual funny characters. Like, Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis were just comedians that were pretending to be nerds spouting mumbo jumbo, but Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig are at least actually playing characters who sound like they were actually scientists to begin with, not just random nerds that are spouting mumbo jumbo that no one understands. I also really enjoy how far Paul Feig went to attempt to distance this movie from the original. Ultimately, it lags because it is called Ghostbusters, as well as the fact that almost all the remaining cast members, the ones that are still left alive, R.I.P. Harold Ramis, are in this movie. But props to Paul Feig for trying to make something new, so props. All that being said, we must now unfortunately transition into the bad, and yes, there was a lot of bad. First off, I'll just say it, everyone already knows, but the villain sucked. Neil Casey, I don't know what the fuck you were going for, being the traditional nerd that hates the world, I guess, but you were terrible, and I hope to God you can do better than this. I mean, I don't know, I've never seen you before. You sucked, your plan was generic, you looked stupid, you sounded stupid, everything about you was just dumb. Alright, got that out of the way. Next, I said above that I love the group together, but individually on their own, man, were they annoying. First off, Kate McKinnon, oh my god, she was, I don't know what she was doing in this movie. She just needed to stop existing. She was dumb. She was always going for the joke. She missed nearly every time. She was so needlessly wacky, and I probably flipped her off every time she came on screen. Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, they were annoying, but they were so overshadowed by McKinnon that I didn't really care about them as much. I don't like really either of them. Wiig is so fake in everything she does, and Melissa, when she's not doing straight lace, is Kevin James as a female. But that being said, she started to get out of her shtick a little bit by doing it straight lace, which I appreciate because I do think that she's talented because she proved that with Gilmore Girls and St. Vincent. All that being said, though, I didn't really like her in this movie. Leslie Jones was really the only one I enjoyed as a solo character because she seemed to be the only one that reacted to this stuff as like a normal human being would. Which is ironic because the parts I hated most about the trailers were the parts with her in it, but that just goes to show what a bad trailer can do. But the real problem I have with this movie is not mostly with any of the actresses in it, but it's mostly with Paul Feig. I rewatched Spy 2 days ago to prepare for this, and I gotta say, the dude really doesn't hold up as a director. As a writer, he's genius and on point, but I personally just don't find him that funny. I enjoyed Spy, got a kick out of it because of how outrageously over the top it was, and I liked Melissa McCarthy playing it straight to everyone around her, but I really didn't laugh that much. With this movie, I chuckled a few times, mostly when Leslie Jones was giving off a quick remark, but overall, I was so wrapped up in the chemistry of the group, I didn't really care for the comedy. I think Paul Feig needs to really give up on directing and stick to writing, which is what he's great at. Freaks and Geeks was amazing for a reason. I'm still pushing for a Freaks and Geeks movie, by the way. written by Feig, and of course directed by Judd Apatow. Also, Chris Hemsworth was an idiot. Anyone could have played that role. I really didn't care about him. I know a lot of people were giving him gripes. I really didn't care. I mean, it could have been Liam in that role. Nobody would have known the difference. But then again, Liam was a bit too busy doing Independence Day bullshit sequels, so, I don't know which one got the better half of the deal here. Point is, outside of Marvel, Chris and Liam are not doing so well for each other. Hemsworth brothers are slowly starting to become Hollywood poison. Sucks for them, though. So to sum up, Paul Feig is a great writer who's really not as funny as everyone makes him out to be. The group chemistry was the best part. Leslie Jones was the only one who I liked individually, and this movie was also not nearly as bad as those trailers made it out to be. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, the first Ghostbusters is not the gem that everybody makes it out to be, which may be the reason why I didn't completely hate this movie overall. Because had this movie been the only Ghostbusters ever made, I'm telling you right now, people would be raving about it. So unfortunately, this movie did not make it to a 3, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it gets a bad rating, so I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Yes, I know, I said I was switching to a 10-point star rating, but to be honest, out of 5, it's just easier. Just for me personally, it just works. Oh, and also the cameos from the original Ghostbusters are completely unnecessary. They just took me out of the movie whenever they popped on screen. They didn't really flow at all. But hey, at least Dan Aykroyd got to say, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Wonder how much they paid him for that line. So that's it. That is my official review for Ghostbusters 2016. What did you guys think? Whatever you guys thought, leave a comment, subscribe, and click the like button or the dislike button. I'll probably get a lot of dislikes on this button because, you know, I didn't hate the movie. Although then again, I'll probably get bits and pieces from both sides, so I can't really tell. And just for more of myself on the internet in general, follow me on Twitter at MovieNerdReview or go to my website, MovieNerdReviews.com. That's it. I will see you guys next time.